What started as a simple rivalry between two magicians turned into an obsession when Criss Angel realized David Blaine was overshadowing him in interviews and on the radio. Criss even went as far as dedicating a full TV segment to mocking Blaine, using an entire hair and makeup team to transform himself into his supposed rival just for the joke. David Blaine, however, was never like other magicians. While most performers relied on flashy costumes, big props, and dramatic stages, Blaine stripped it all away. Dressed in plain clothes with a calm expression, he performed simple street tricks for small crowds, often for free. One of his producers once explained that Blaine wasn't the stereotypical geeky magician. His tricks felt real because they happened right in front of you, not on some distant stage. Blaine himself said back in 1997, "The reason for magic is to enlighten people or make them happy or let them forget their problems for 2 minutes." That philosophy changed everything. He filmed raw street performances, captured genuine reactions, and eventually convinced ABC to give him a shot. The risk paid off, and Blaine became a household name. His style of magic wasn't about complicated illusions, it was about human connection and endurance. Soon, his tricks evolved into dangerous stunts that blurred the line between illusion and survival. Being buried alive, frozen in ice, or locked in a glass coffin for a week, these weren't staged theatrics. They were tests of the body and mind. People could shine flashlights at him in the middle of the night and see for themselves. It was real. Criss Angel, on the other hand, had been grinding for years with his rockstar persona, gothic clothes, heavy metal soundtracks, and dramatic flair. He wanted magic to feel edgy and rebellious. His TV show Mindfreak exploded in popularity, especially among younger audiences, but the deeper people looked, the more it seemed built on camera tricks, paid actors, and clever edits instead of real danger. That became the biggest difference between the two. Blaine trained with doctors, scientists, and free-diving experts for months to push human limits, while Criss leaned heavily on production. Blaine risked his life. Criss produced spectacle. Tension grew when Blaine attempted record-breaking feats, like holding his breath for 9 minutes. Though he blacked out during one attempt, the dedication behind it was undeniable. Criss mocked him publicly, claiming Blaine was copying stunts he'd already done. But the reality was clear. Blaine's challenges were about genuine endurance, while Criss was chasing spectacle. What made things stranger was how one-sided the rivalry became. Blaine rarely mentioned Criss, never responded to his taunts, and carried on with his career. Criss, however, couldn't let it go. He openly admitted years later that he had been obsessed with Blaine, desperate to surpass him. In 2023, Criss finally approached Blaine backstage and even offered him a 20-0 ring as a peace gesture. Blaine refused, politely but firmly, saying he couldn't accept it. To Blaine, there was never a feud because he never saw Criss as a rival in the first place. And that's the ironic twist. While Criss spent years trying to prove he was better, Blaine didn't even acknowledge the competition. One was obsessed with winning, the other was too busy redefining what magic could mean.